a second. So my name is Brianna Douglas, and today I'm going to talk to you about diabetes and why it's important to be aware of this disease and how much it impacts the United States today. To start off, I'm going to tell you a story about when I was 10 years old and one of the first interactions I had with my stepmom and my stepsister. So it was during the summer, and we were swimming around in the pool at their apartments, and it was a lot of fun, and me and my other two siblings were just swimming around and with our stepsister, and we're having a lot of fun. But then suddenly my stepsister started to freak out because my stepmother went and started to go into a diabetic coma. At the time I had no idea what it was. It was extremely scary. I remember just kind of swimming around as the paramedics were there and trying to help her revive her and everything. And I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It was a very scary situation to be in when you're 10. And I can not imagine, even with my stepsister who had grown up with it, how scary it was for her too. But one of the reasons why I'm talking about this subject is because it's something very important to me, because I grew up, like I said, with my stepmother for a long time, and I want more people to be aware of how important it is to know and understand what diabetes is and how it affects everybody. One of the biggest things, though, about diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death, according to the American Association of Diabetes. It's in the top 10, which is honestly it's number 7, but that's still a huge thing to be in number 7 with that. So it's a very big problem in the United States today. But to start off, I'm going to talk about the different types and also some symptoms that you should be aware of if you are thinking that you might have diabetes, or if you think even like a family member might have diabetes. It's good information to know. To start off with, I'm going to start with type 2 diabetes. Yes, I'm starting off with the second one, but that's because it's the most common of the two types. Most often it occurs in adults as you get older. It can be affected by your weight or by your health, but nobody is entirely sure because there's people that have kind of gone outside of those two situations. But most of the time, with the right kind of diet and health and the right healthy weight that you have, you can manage it. Unfortunately, though, type 2 diabetes is not curable. Neither type is curable, unfortunately. It's just something your body it's something you're going to have to deal with for most of your life, unfortunately. One of the things that's affected by having diabetes is your glucose levels. Glucose is a very important sugar in your body. It is a big component of a lot of carbohydrates that you have, and it's something that if it kind of goes haywire, it can mess up the balance in your body. It's not a fun thing to have to keep an eye on, but it is an important thing to be aware of, that glucose can kind of go crazy when you have that. And like I said, it's essential to keep a good eye on your glucose levels as you're going on. And a lot of people with diabetes, it doesn't matter if you're type 1 or type 2, a lot of people will have a pump that helps you keep an eye on your insulin levels, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And also pricking your finger is a way that you can find out your glucose levels. I've watched my stepmom do it a lot. She just kind of does a little prick and then swabs it and uses a little tab to find out what her glucose levels are. So type 1 diabetes, though, is extremely different from type 2, though it has some of the same implications of it. It is an autoimmune disease. According to Medline Plus website, it is when a body starts attacking healthy cells, and it destroys them. It's not like they can't function right, and that's one of the reasons is because your pancreas, which is an organ not a lot of people know about, which actually helps you create a hormone called insulin, which is supposed to, again, help balance your body out, is dead a lot of the time. It's literally, autoimmune diseases are often things that destroy or kill other parts of your body, and it's not good. There's a lot of different kinds. But this one especially destroys your pancreas. And this most often occurs in children and young adults. Type 1 diabetes used to be known as juvenile diabetes. My stepmom is a juvenile diabetic, and she's had diabetes since she was 15 years old. Unfortunately found out she had diabetes after she went into a diabetic coma. It was a very scary situation. I've heard a lot of stories about it. It often is inherited from your parents, so if you have grandparents that you know that have it, sometimes it can skip a generation, but you might have a possibility of having diabetes, unfortunately, as you're kind of growing up and everything. When you have diabetes, there's two the two major symptoms that most people see when they have diabetes. The first one is increased thirst and increased urination, obviously, from the cause of that. It is because often with your glucose levels, they affect your liver, and it causes you to become more thirsty and like you need to drink more and everything. But one of the reasons why doing that is because it is trying to flush out all the extra glucose that is produced because of this, or the extra glucose that is kind of going haywire in your body. The other common one is in loss of weight. A lot of people who have diabetes will become thinner. It's because when your glucose levels are going crazy, when your insulin levels aren't doing right, your body has to find other fuels to be able to fuel the rest of your body, and that often means it pulls from fat and from muscles. So a lot of people who are dealing with diabetes may look kind of gaunt, or especially if it's not dealt with right away, but it's something that, again, is one of the symptoms. In conclusion, diabetes, again, is the seventh leading cause of death in the United States today. Part of it is because unhealthy choices by different people, but it's an inherited thing, and some people don't even have to have unhealthy diets or any of that kind of stuff to affect it. And like I said, type 1 is an autoimmune disease that has nothing to do with the way that you eat or any of that kind of stuff. It's just a genetic thing. Fortunately, we do not know the reason why this is happening, and like I said, both types are non-curable, but it is still something that is a very big thing. Type 1 and type 2 are two very different types of diabetes, but they both are, again, very prevalent in the United States. And watch out if you have maybe children, or even as you get older, family members that might have this, and let them be aware that, hey, these are some of the symptoms that come with having diabetes. So thank you for listening to my speech, and have a great day. Woo! Yeah.
Still here.
Thank you.